Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Salamun alaikum and welcome to Youth and Women Platform with your host, Sister Zeenat. So today's topic is very interesting. How to create creativity in your youth with a special guest of honor here in the studio. Salamun alaikum, sister. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum. Fine, thanks. Happy to be at your service and the audiences. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. And I hope you are doing well. I'm Zahra Muqaddasizadeh, Educational Manager and Vice Principal in different national and international schools. We are here today and to explain about how to foster creative thinking in child and youth.
Actually, I'm really very excited with this topic, because it's all about creating, creativity in your
Yes.
youth so that you know what exactly is, what kind of like talent is there in their heart,
Yeah.
and the ways you can help the parents and the teachers to come to know about that and install that creativity in the kid.
Everyone knows that in today's world, marks don't represent IQ or intelligence anymore. So we might even have some other multiple intelligences to be discovered by our parents and our teachers at school or even by our own.
Superly agree with that because I hated my time as a kid when everything was max, A plus, B plus, whatsoever, So it was horrible.
That
It was
was
very hard.
horrible.
Sometimes you start hating the subject, And I think so. Me being a millennial kid, the way I grew up, it was mocks. And I hated the mock system.
Yes.
So when we talk about creativity, because you are so much creative in other parts of the things, you're being judged by the teachers of not being for what you are.
And
Yeah.
even in recent years, different organizations looking for creativity and innovations, especially creative intelligence
Yes.
in you, and they are in demand instead of just testing some intelligences by something that do not even show it mathematically. Like according to the Gartner's view, we have some multiple intelligences, not just by math. Logical and mathematical intelligence is one of those intelligences. The others like interpersonal, intrapersonal, musical intelligence, kinesthetic learners. If you see your child likes to do some activities physically, you might, and you see that interest in your child, you might even teach math or science by doing puzzles, by doing art and craft, or even doing experiments, something that they enjoy more doing that. And you will recognize hand-eye coordinations in these kind of children, that they don't like to sit at behind the table and just write down or doing assignments. They would love to do some physical activities. So registering and enrolling in some sport classes might be a good idea for them.
Yeah, because the energy goes out. They have a lot of energy.
Yes.
And with the going out of the energy. And one more thing I can say, like the kindergarten kids, how the teachers play with them. Teach them ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4 in a playful way.
Yeah.
Teaching them, pick up the blocks, pick up one block, plus 2 block. How many blocks do you see right there?
that is-
I think this kind of education should even be for a higher education, something
Yeah,
playful,
that is the
especially for
point.
science. Apart from like videos and some demos which is done by you call the students out there and say, okay, now let's talk about solar system, making every girl, one is a sun, one is a Mercury, one is a Venus, one is a Earth, and then you having placing the moons,
Yes.
So that would be more virtual studies than oral studies. Because this is true, in students you have different kind of students. One is oral, which is if you talk verbally, they can understand.
Yes.
One is virtual, and that person is much better. Because this is my life, I guess. I have 2 girls. One is oral, one is virtual.
Yeah.
And the way I teach them, especially during this corona, where I have to be the teacher the whole time, I am teaching them differently.
Yeah.
One is virtually.
According to their individual differences, because
Yes.
everyone learns things and take a look at everything differently.
Yes, and all the games that I have to get, whether it's about subtractions or multiplication, division, even like 5 times table, I have to do it in a playful way. I have to dance, I have to do the blocks, I have to do so many things. So I keep thinking about the older teachers, like who are like 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade teachers. How would they make the science and maths interesting?
Yeah, that is.
You know?
And also, I have a question from you as parents. In today's world, that everyone is addicted to technology, and they
Yes.
don't have even much time for their kids or children to teach or train. What do you do to even explore or discover creativity, or on the other hand, help them express their intelligence freely?
What I do is that in my daily timetable, I have a time for my kids, period. This is the time I spend with my kids. Whether they are playing, I'm teaching them how to play, or whether I'm doing homework with them, that time is totally different. When the school time was there, this time was exactly for my kids to teach them. And how to teach them was a very big challenge for me, because still they are kids. I used to go on YouTube videos, watch them, how to make it interesting for virtual girl and oral girl. You know, and one girl is not under my control, one girl is under my control. That means she's taking interest. So how to make her take interest? With one girl, other one is attached, other comes after 1 hour. So I wait for 1 hour until I'm done with her, then she comes in. So I have given my time, this time is for my kids, period. I don't do anything. When I say I am busy, because my time is for my kid. My gym time is different. This time is different that I'm working on for the TV, and my kids' time is totally different. So I work for them.
Yeah. And unfortunately, parents do something wrongly to stop children's creative intelligence. Give you an example to make it clear. As you've seen, if I would like music and that was my wish to come true, I think my child should goes and moves according to my own goals and dreams and wishes. So I for sure insist to enroll her to some music classes when she doesn't even like it and she thinks she's not born for it.
She can back out.
And that's like if you test your child, if you test a fish by flying when she's born and she's interested in swimming. Do not test and do not insist your child doing something that she's not interested in, or even she's not talented at, or she's not good at.
The very interesting point is that with time when I was observing my kids, I saw that one of my kids is very creative, you know, and I did not know. With time I was analyzing the things. One is into sports and one is like a gymnast, very flexible. So according to their interest, when I put them in the karate class, you know, and the karate class, I hid them out for 3 days, and they were like, I don't want to go into the karate class. I was into karate. I took few belts, and I was like, I want to do karate. I want my kids to do karate. You will become. And no matter what I told them, after 3-4 classes, they don't want to go and get into karate. But one girl I realized wants to get into other sport, and other girl wants to get into flexible gymnasium, and they have interest in arts. So I had to change them into arts because they want to do arts. They just want to do drawing and painting, make some arts and okay, I changed the class. I put them into arts, even though my desire was karate, because I wanted them to get into the karate competition. But it didn't work for me.
And also, a great point that you mentioned here was try different fields and areas and enroll in different classes, but continuing and getting successful and emerging the intelligence in one of those areas might take time.
That's true, actually.
Then she might learn new skills, great skills in art, sport, different areas and fields of it, and also music. But if she sees that she's not interested in that, she changes her field and area, and also you help her to even choose her own interest.
I took my kids for swimming, and I was taking how much interest they have. They really have interest in swimming. Now, Corona, can't do swimming. So, you know, I used to go to gym. I used to take them to gym. No more gyms right now. I'm not taking no chances. I gym in the house. When I'm gymming in the house, clearly I see one girl is doing yoga with me and other girl doesn't cares about yoga. And one is such a good yogi. I took a video. I was fascinated by her yogi style. You know, the way she's perfectly taking all the stances of yoga. And you know, other girl is just artistic, drawing SpongeBob's and everything. So it is Corona time. I can't take risks putting my kids to here and
And
that
then
classes.
she expresses her own intelligence and talents while by painting and drawing, you think?
Yes, one is so visual that once she sees cartoon, the entire time, all the cartoon characters are perfectly in the paper. Perfectly. I was surprised myself. All the characters are SpongeBob. And this 5-year-old girl, it's totally in the paper. I was very fascinated and I praised them when they make them cards for me. I love you, Dad. I love you, Mom. I praised them the whole time, you know. So you have to really take out more interest. What interest do they have? I give them dough in the hand. You know, when I'm making bread, dough in the hand, they are also making dough with them. So this is one thing you have to do. What can you do in Corona? You're in the house, right?
Yes.
Apart from watching TV, and I hate iPads. You know, apart from this time, I hate, games makes you mind better.
Yes.
It makes you mind more logical. But you have to sit and watch what kind of game is that? What kind of ads are popping up? I think I have to really give this alert to the parents. Parents and youth, please be alert while you're playing games on iPad and Notepad. The pop-up ads that come, please show it to your parents. Because most of them are not good for you. And this is really going on everywhere. Be very careful. My personal experience, when I was watching, you know, the iPad, it was the kind of pop-up they came, you know, it was like in a cartoon, but it was very dirty. Very dirty, even for the adults to watch. Just imagine if a youth or a kid is watching that, what's going to happen to that? So be careful of not, you know, just accepting all kind of game, thinking, this is just a Cinderella game or whatever, Spider-Man game. No. And second one, cartoons have subliminal messages. So watch the cartoon with your kid. I love watching Disney cartoons. I love it. So, but when you're watching Disney cartoons, be very careful what kind of messages they are giving. Everything stays here on your kiddo's mind, you know, in future. So this is the job of the parents, right? Giving your time to your kid is you have to be like a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And also try to make them question everything they see.
Yeah.
If you take them to the nature park, say, why is the sky blue and why is the apple changing color when it's after a while, try to make them question everything. And then if you don't know the answer, you might surf the net or even read and study some books and magazines to get the answer with her help or even by yourself. Just making questions out of everything politely and not with criticism. Make her mind think for sure more creatively. And then trigger curiosity in minds of children.
Especially during this time of Corona, where like kids who are of little ages, they know what is Corona, right? Everyone knows. But you have to explain them advantages and disadvantages. If you're going outside for some reason, you know, you have to go outside. You can't be just locked down. When you go outside, you have to explain what to touch, what not to touch, what kind of effects you're going to have. Even the 3-year-old can understand this very carefully and follow your rules. And when you're playing, see the other kids, don't touch the kids, have a social distancing. Maybe the other kid doesn't know, you have to know that.
Yeah.
All the rules, explain it to the kids and they will understand. They do follow even if they're 3 years old.
Yeah, and when they make questions out of everything they see, like how does washing machine work well, how the lights are on and how are off, try to explain the reasons. They are all logical reasons behind it for doing things, and everything has a logic behind it to be known by our children.
There's one point of a time when the kids are until like 3 years old, they are very like troubled time, you know. They go and touch everything. They want to break everything. This is a time for you. It's a very challenging time where everything in your house goes up, 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 you know. And there is a time after that you explain and they change. But sometimes parents' mind don't change. They think that just you know, push them back. No, it's the time after 3. Talk to them.
And also, unfortunately, the teachers and parents don't like children questioning them or asking some questions because they think, even the teachers think they don't know the answer and how to reply them. So why did you ask that question from me? Is that the time you ask this question, you know? Because unfortunately, creative thinking and intelligence is not really popular at schools and at home. Because parents don't know how to answer the questions. They don't even welcome these questions from children. But
maybe this would be the right way of saying, very interesting question. I will get back to you later
Yes.
because I don't have the answer right now.
and we are not all knowers of everything.
Yeah.
We have to find the answer and
You can
just
say, I don't know the answer. I will let you know later on. What good questions, huh? I will keep that in mind. Maybe we can say it in that way. That would be good, you know.
Yeah.
That's right. That's very right when you say. So
Yeah.
what's the next point?
And the next point is try to think different solutions for every problem by their own, different perspectives and aspects of everything. You might even give them one, you might, if they are watching cartoon and they see their favorite character facing problem, and they pay attention to that character, how to solve her problem or his problem, or how to face that trouble. You might ask them, what do you think about that if you were in their shoes? What are the solutions might you made and thought you may think about to solve your problems? Different solutions for one problem.
So basically, sometimes you're asking them to take out a solution,
Yes.
giving them a choice, say it. If you do this, what's going to happen? If you do this, making them think.
And also
Yeah.
when you're going to the mall
Yeah.
that it's too crowded, you might say, if I am lost, what should we do then? And your child is thinking of different solutions. If they see a police officer, if they have their own address and telephone number with themselves in their pocket, and different, for sure your solutions might be a good guide, but ask them first to think about these troubles they might be in.
I remember once my teenage 12 years old cousin got lost in a new country, and he just went and stood in front of the car. And we were like, he's lost, where is he, you know? And it was like, I just thought about it. He should be in front of the car because he don't have a cell phone. He don't know nobody's number. He should be in front of the car. And we went in front of the car to look for him. It was shining just right there. And he got freaked out that we are going to scold him or something. He just said, it's all your fault. He said, no, sweetheart, you did a great job by standing over here because you don't know anything except the car. You know, we are lost. And we were like, okay, that was very nice. So that's very interesting. We will get back. Thank you so much for staying tuned with that. We will be right back after a short break. Welcome back after a short break. So we were talking about how to create creativity in your kid's mind, but different kind of options that Sister Zahra was talking about. So very interesting. What's the next point, Sister?
And the next point is there are some applications on internet and on Play Store that everyone might install it, and they have great activities and fun games to develop creativity in the minds of learners, and also even increasing their focus and attention toward something. They might search for those apps and then find them.
Wow.
Just like Flintobox that has different activities for the children, and they might install from Play Store.
This is very nice. When you spoke about Play Store, it got into my mind. My 5-year-old girl, what she does, she learned from me to go to Play Store and install something. She went on Play Store, she saw a game, she installed the game herself, and she's playing a game. And I came out like, how are you playing this bubble game? You know, I installed it from Play Store, she said. I was like, really? That was cool, you know, because they observe you.
Yes.
What you're watching on the cell phone, what you're watching on the TV. So be very careful. What you don't want them to watch, don't watch it yourself.
Yeah.
You know, this is the point the parents has to know.
That is the point.
The kids cannot be like this. And you cannot be like this. It's nothing, you know. They are growing up with you. They
And
are
you
learning.
are their models and they are imitating.
They are. You are their role models, definitely.
Yes. And then by Adam Grant from Pennsylvania University, he stated 3 different creativity ideas for our children. How to nurture creativity. First is encourage values over the rules. It means that you as parents always like to say, do it, don't that. Do it, don't that. But sometimes you have to even encourage their own values and decisions over the rules that should be obeyed at home. They
Yeah.
have their own ideas and perspectives as well.
What you're saying is that parents have the habits of just saying, whatever we tell you, just listen to them. If you're a good boy, if you're a good girl,
Yes.
I know that.
And if you do
Yeah.
what I expect you to do,
Yeah, as a kid, I couldn't understand that. And when, you know, you have to ask questions, especially what you're saying, whatever rules that parents are putting on you, try to create a value for that rule.
Yes.
Importance of that rule.
Yeah.
If they do it, they will realize, you're talking about make them realize the
Yes,
importance instead of just,
exactly.
because they are not robots. They're not supposed to be of robots. And I totally don't believe in this since my childhood. You know, if you're a good girl, you will do this. I was like, I have to know the reason why.
yeah.
This
and-
is how I was.
And also,
Yeah.
have you ever heard when children take a look at someone and say, this stranger is bad and that stranger is good?
Yes.
Unfortunately, they don't know the value of, you know, praising character over behavior. If you don't like somebody's actions and deeds, you shouldn't say this guy is bad because of her or his actions. You should hate those actions, not these guys' personality and character.
It's actually in the kids when they see some beautiful person or handsome person, they will say, wow, you're so handsome. Even a 5 years old, 6 years old will
Yeah.
say that. When you say the beautiful, wow, you're so beautiful. And when they see someone ugly, you say, he's so ugly.
Yeah.
And this is not polite. We have to teach the kid that no one is ugly. No one is like, because God has made that person.
For sure, that is.
Look into action of that person. Look, the person is smiling at you. You can't just judge a person by the face or the color. You have to teach them from their childhood, because if you observe this in babies, you know, baby, you know, if they were in like one same kind of personality or maybe just white,
Yes.
you know, and they see someone with a darker skin, they would do like this. Babies, right?
Yeah, I
They're
see.
babies.
Yeah.
You know, even though they are babies, they can't understand. With time, you can make them understand, or try to be in all kind of people understand. Look, the person is like us. We are like them.
Yeah.
Even babies, they understand. The parents has to talk.
And even if you have made a mistake as our children, we love your existence and value your existence in our family, and try to give them attention and importance
Yeah.
because of who they are and about their feelings. Say to them, don't say to them, I don't love you anymore because of something that you have done. Try to say, I didn't like your deeds today, not you yourself, you know, that
Yeah.
giving attention and importance to them to get to know their self-worth might help them to grow as a beneficial person for the society. And even the other things like bad friends, the other things like, you know, inappropriate friends, we say, or even like addiction or using drugs and some other deeds at a society might not be tempting to them if they know their own self-worth.
This is like every single time you're just dealing with, you're giving good upbringing to the kid by like teaching them values of many
Yeah.
things. When you say just, okay, I love the actions that you did today to your own kid. I love the way you help your sister. I love the way you say thank you to us. You know, you're appreciating the
Yeah.
good works. And then you're making them realize about the bad works also.
Yes.
These are constantly you're communicating with them. You're giving time to them if they are in front of your eyes.
And we have to notice that our children characters and identities will be, formed during these times.
You come to know about the nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. If you're really observing your kid, you really know the nature of your kid. This girl is this way, boy is this way. And then you can handle the situation if you're observing them. That's true.
And even we can, have you ever seen some children who are not patient enough?
Yes, yes.
Because they have taken what they wanted, and without any patience, they are looking for their own expectations. Better to teach them patience and kindness to the other people, toward the other people as well.
So when basically you see that the kid doesn't have a patient at all, you have to, the person is getting everything by free.
Yes.
So teach them the importance of that thing, and they have to start earning that thing. Very nice.
And also try not to encourage or discourage them for everything that they have done. If they are today kind and you are going to thank her, tonight or even tomorrow they might do something else for receiving those praise and encouragement, but they should know that it is their own inner duty to be kind toward the other people.
It is like getting used to name and fame and popularity, always you're praising the person. Oh, I need to listen to this praise. Ooh,
Yeah.
soothing.
Doing
Very
something
nice.
to get
the praise. I was like, no. If you're doing something, doing it for the sake of God.
Yes.
Get peace from your heart. You don't have to be praised. This is just for training, not for making them as a habit. No matter what bad you do, you're not praised. No matter what good you do. So that is also being dependent, right?
Yeah. And it should be balanced.
Yeah.
Encouragement has its own place and praising has its own place, and discouragement might not be a good idea for treating and behaving children. Another is one of the other creative ways is taking lessons from the stories they usually read. For sure, we would like to choose some storybooks which our children love and are interested in, but we might even give them some options to choose those appropriate and beneficial or fruitful stories. By doing some advertisement. You know what this story is about? This is about one of the prophets. And this is a true and real story that might be a good model for every one of us, a role model of every and each Muslims. Try to choose those stories, and our children will see how this important character of Islam faced trouble and how did well and how was patient enough for behaving like this. And that is from the stories. Those characters might be great role models for them.
Exactly. If the person is such a kid and you're talking the story of Habil or Habil, the person is not going to understand that, though he was the first prophet. Maybe you may not start with him.
No.
Maybe you can start with the story of Yusuf.
Yes.
How, as Yusuf alayhi salam, how he was a kid, but a very honest kid. Maybe the story of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, how he was always, the people says he never lied. Some stories that goes according to their mentality, not starting from Prophet Adam and Noah, and that they don't understand.
Yeah,
maybe Noah is a good
sure.
example, making a big ship and, believing in God, how it is adventurous.
His patience.
Like Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam, and then you say what kind of powers he had. He's more adventurous. So yes, go according to the age of the kids, not everything. So I understood the
And
point.
also for the guys, try to choose like Prophet Muhammad and Imam Ali, and for the girls, Lady Fatima Zahra and also Mary, the mother of Jesus. They are great role models in our today's life.
So what you're talking
More tangible even stories for all of us.
Yes, maybe for the kids we can start with Bibi Sakina salamullah alaiha,
Yes.
not telling the story of how she did not get a food or water and how she passed away, making the
Yes.
kids upset. No, they don't understand that,
Yeah.
right? Start talking about what kind of humble girl she was, friendly, what kind of relation she had with her father, with the father, and then you can talk about the story of Hazrat Ali Akbar alayhi salam. We can talk about what kind of young man he was, Then slowly with time we can keep talking about Karbala, the story,
Yes.
because sometimes we want to talk about Karbala with the kid who just get so sad that if you're a kid you're going to die.
And that's the story of victory of blood over sword.
Yeah.
That's not a sad and tragic story in my opinion.
Yeah, it goes with time.
Yeah.
First go with the sweetie kind of a stories. So thank you so much for all your information. That was really, really helpful. Thank you very much, sister.
Thank you very much to you and also the audiences that were listening and watching. I enjoyed your company.
Thank you so much, sister, and thank you so much everyone for listening to us, being part of us. Every single time when we are here, we come up for a different topic and we have a different expert who speak about the topic, problems and solution, the day-to-day life that we go with. So I hope this episode has helped many of the parents and the kids in many ways. So stay tuned for another exciting topic. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.